Key things, always collaborate, always network, be a part of the community, CS community, and take the help that you need to expedite your career progression. Be curious, have that learner's mindset, right? If you want to be relevant, you have to create value to your customers. The only way you can create value is being curious, either within your organization and or outside.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Engati CX. I'm your host Imtiaz, and we are very excited to have all of you join us today. On this show, we talk to customer experience and technology experts from around the world. We explore, uncover, and share fresh insights on creating experiences that your customers will remember and look forward to. Engati is the world's leading multilingual no-code digital CX platform, available across 15 different channels with 50,000 plus solutions created across 186 countries in every domain and use case. Engati has also been recognized as a top platform by Inc. magazine, Tech World, CIO magazine, and many others. Engati recently also won the Cody 2021 award for being the best AI-driven technology solution. We run the Engati blog, the video channel, and the Engati CX podcast, receiving upwards of 500,000 visitors annually. Now, let us now welcome today's guest. Revathi Venkatraman is the head of customer success for the APAC region at Slack, based out of Sydney. Extensive experience in successfully leading customer success, enterprise support, pre-sales, and professional services practices. Prior to Slack, she has held leadership positions at Pluralsight, Citrix, and Oracle. And in all these positions, she developed a go-to-market strategy to support the sales organization for a year-on-year revenue growth. She is passionate about the future of work, creating business impact and high value for customers. Revathi leads and contributes to customer success, diversity, earth tones, and women's ERG forums. Welcome to the show, Revathi.
Lovely to be here, and thank you for having me.
Before we dive into our interview with Revathi, don't forget to subscribe to Engati and tap the bell icon to get access to exclusive content from thought leaders around the globe. Now, let's again wishing you a warm welcome again to the show, Revathi. So here's the first question for you. The ability to work remotely was once seen as a sort of a luxury, but now it has become a requirement and is tied to employee safety. Do you see organizations adopting remote work as a part of the workplace culture? What role is customer success playing in this transition?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, interesting question, and very relevant, Imtiaz. I fit into an organization, of course, we are living and breathing collaboration. We are living and breathing what future of work may be looking like. But at the same time, I want to share a data point around this flexible work and remote working. Future Forum, which is a consortium of Slack, actually did a research to 10,000 knowledge workers. And 10,000 knowledge workers across US, UK, Australia, Japan, and across the globe, in other words. And out of the 10,000, that survey respondents, 77% of the individuals actually said they are conscious and they are concerned about where they are working from. And more so, 93% of the respondents actually said they are concerned about when they work. So what it means is basically, yes, you've got compensation on one side, but flexibility definitely is playing a bigger role. But flexibility is not about 9 to 5 anymore. I think we are breaking the mold of, just a traditional way of working. but more so contributing to work and life harmony. So it's not a balance anymore. Your work weaves into your life and life weaves into work. So how do you bring that harmony? And that's what individuals are concerned about. And I think organization and have to be conscious about it. The executives and leadership team have to be conscious about it and create an environment that is going to support this future of work. Saying that, customer success organization, I think, plays a very critical role from the point of view that, we are in the thick of it. We are partnering with customers. We are leading by example. What would leading by example look like? Supporting the customers. So we are not just flooding them with emails and conversations and meetings or Zoom meetings, the fatigue that comes out of it, right? How do we actually support the customer so it works for the customer and works for the customer success manager and the function itself? Be it asynchronously showing them how it can be done, contributing to the plan or launch or onboarding, whatever that looks like, but at the same time co-creating the success plan, right? The customer is actually involved in the planning phase and creating a strategy that's going to work for them and for the CSM. So you're actually hand in hand going on the contribution of how you can create this culture of future of work itself. But at the same time, leveraging technology to its virtue, right? So leveraging tools so it works in your favor, leveraging technology so it's actually working in your favor rather than looking at it as a noise. How do we actually make it simple, make it easy? The customer feels that they've got a credible partnership, they've got a trusted partnership here to work with the customer success managers and drive what it looks like as the future of work.
I just have one related question. Now, customer success is different in different organizations, right? Like a SaaS-based organization, it's probably customer success is mostly remote because, right? But let's say in a services organization, customer success could actually be co-located with the customer itself. So any thoughts on that as to how, let's say, customer success would evolve in these two different types of organizations?
Yeah, I think the same logic applies, to be very honest. What this pandemic has given us is actually an opportunity to reset ourselves. This whole remote working, we know it's working. We are actually, relating and being vulnerable with the customer as well, and the customer is vulnerable with us. So we are seeing a very different side of a customer. So this is definitely shown that the way it works, we can help in driving some goals for the organization. But where it is very compelling for coexistence, and I think that's where a conversation between the organization and the customer success teams to see what is going to be right for the business and right for the customer as well. It could be as simple as, for certain reasons, we use a physical location to collaborate. We use a physical location to come together for various reasons, but we actually use digital. I think people first, digital first thinking. So we use digital to make decisions, but we use physical location to come together and collaborate.
Thank you. I think that was a great answer. Next question. Top 10 trends shaping the future of customer success in 2021. What are your thoughts on that? And is there an increased use of AI? And do you see any trends? And do you see CX and UX will make the cut?
Yeah, top 10 trends. I don't know if I'll be able to give you all the top trends that I've seen, but I will say that AI definitely is playing a big role and it will continue to play a big role. Similarly, UX and CX. What we will notice though is CX and UX, the data that we collect out of that experience will contribute to continuous improvement of the organization and or continuous improvement of how customer success managers contribute to the partnership. I think definitely that will be the shift I see happening as much as technology continues to disrupt. But I think the core themes, though, I have seen in 2021, you asked Imtiaz, and future, is transformational agents. I think that is the biggest theme that I'm noticing. Transformational agents from the trusted partnership the CSM is going to or is creating is not just product adoption. It is not just showing a customer on how to use a technology. It is actually working with the customer in changing the way they think, the change that they are going to go through to either a process or be it a system, be it even what are those going to contribute to business outcomes. So it's a change in mindset, and the customer is going to be flexing a new muscle. And that's why I feel transformational agent is a big theme that we will continue to see. And technology, innovators, technology disruptors are adapting. They are actually embracing this transformational change agent kind of a quality within customer success managers, because they want to be leaders. They are miles ahead when they compare themselves to laggards in the industry. So that's definitely one theme. You touched upon digital. I think digital definitely is going to play a role, be it automation of customer success engagement with our customers, because customer success managers cannot be everywhere. You need to have a scalable and programmatic model to service your customers, because you want every customer to be felt valued, and that value has to be very thoughtful in how we engage and programmatically work with them. So that's number two. I think definitely I also feel when it comes to data and insights, right? How do you take and be that insights person for the customer to show what's happening within industry, what's happening within similar organization when it comes to trends and themes that they are seeing? So that is another theme that I definitely am seeing. The fourth one is value, return on investment. So it's not about adoption, right? As I mentioned before, it is about how a customer success manager can create that trust. That trust can only be created if you're showing value at each stage of your customer success life cycle. So be it at the launch phase, when the customer has just purchased the product, they are launching the technology. What is creation of value at that stage? Then you created a value there. How do you then continue with it when they start to use the technology itself? That's the adoption phase, right? And then when they see they have a value out of the adoption, are they just using the platform or the technology for simple use cases, or are they actually using it for transformational use cases? So maturity, value, showing value in the maturity phase, and similarly growing the customer into a meaningful, from being a very organic user of a technology to being a transformational user. So these are some themes that comes to my mind when we are talking about the trends.
Right. And yeah, I think that sums up. I think that was a pretty good answer. The next question, the new age talk is all about digital customer success. I think you also spoke a little bit about digital first, right? So what are some of the do's and don'ts of digital customer success?
Do's and don'ts of digital customer success. I think digital is going to be very important for any technology organization that has got customer success in the core for the success of technology adoption. The important thing to keep in mind is one solution or one digital approach may not fit every customer. It could be varying markets. For example, it could be different from a North America to an APAC, because, for example, APAC requires a lot more tech touch, human interference that customer prefers, so they feel valued, right? So it could be market to market difference, and or from a small mid-market customer to an enterprise level customer, right? So digital strategy has to take into account all these different variances and nuances that applies. Digital, I also think having guardrails, right? Guardrails around having clear playbooks, having clear programs that can run in a way that it is seamless, but at the same time it's actually creating something meaningful for the customer. right? So that's number two, having these guardrails around the engagement itself. And I think the third one, I think it's important, that comes to my mind would be measures of success. Yes, you have rolled out a digital strategy for customer success, right, within your organization. How do you measure that is actually impactful for your portfolio business? How do you measure that success from the point of view that if it is not making the impact that you're supposed to, being agile, being flexible to course correct yourself to go back and fix it. So I think these are some of the things that definitely comes to mind. But at the same time, I see a lot of value in having a digital engagement that can actually complement what some of the things that customer success managers are doing. So it has to be complementary rather than replacing. So that would be one of the key pointers that the programs team will have to look into when they are building a strategy like that.
All right. I have a few follow-up questions. Firstly, I think it was very interesting, but I also feel this whole digital first will be a little challenging in the sense that, so let's say I, as an organization, I want to adopt a digital first strategy for customer success. But firstly, I don't know what are the best practices. Secondly, probably I don't know if anybody will help me through the process, right?
Yeah.
Number three is I don't know if there are tools out there that are digital first. So today, let's say, even if you think of contact centers or any other customer success solutions, they could be based on a thinking of the past, right? Now, if we have digital first as the thinking, then the KPIs, the process, the guardrails that you mentioned may all be different, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you think this will evolve in the next 1 or 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, there's no perfect answer, Imtiaz. I think that's the fundamental. We are all learning, we are all in this together. We are creating what is right for the business. We are looking at today's current state. We are looking at where we want to head to so it is scalable, efficient, and effective for the business. So, if that's the future state, what is the gap? So, we are looking at the gap and we are using digital, we are using technology to help us bridge that gap. And during this process, there will be things that will just be absolutely seamless and easy. And there'll be other things, like, for example, where do I even start? Are there playbooks in the market that I can leverage? There are thought leaders in the business that are doing this, that are contributing to the future. But at the same time, you have to take a look at what is right for the organization, what is going to work for your organization, because the solution that you may have may, for example, work for a specific technology product. But if you're a customer success organization helping in the services function, then the need is very different. From an on-prem technology product to a SaaS solution, again, that will be different too. So what is going to be right for your organization? You've got to create that yourself. You've got to have a plan. You have to have some baseline of what it is today and where you want to head to and map it based on that.
All right, thank you. Next question. Customer success is becoming a promising career discipline. What are some career paths in customer success?
That's a great question. Career path. So one of the things I share with my team is, if we make customers successful, careers will basically follow the path, right? So that's my mantra. But the point is, customer success, when we went to hire a CSM, say, for example, this year, last year, or year before, we would say, hey, what are the skills that you're looking for in a CSM? And typically the responses would be, I'm looking for someone that's got a consultative kind of skill. I'm looking for someone who's got product expertise, right? It varies from company to company, but these are some of the skills that we would typically say this is an ideal customer success manager. But today, I've been in the customer success field for many years, and I have seen this evolve. And it's a fun environment. It's a fun space to be a part of and be associated with. And we have come to a stage where the skills that we are building and, creating for ourselves, is actually transferable to other things now. As much as other transferable skills was contributing to CSMs, but CSM capabilities are now transferable skills to other lines of businesses. So when you talk about career path, it can go in various ways, Imtiaz, right? So you could just take it from a very conventional path, from being a customer success manager to becoming an enterprise level customer success manager to becoming a CSM manager, people manager to a people leader, to becoming a geo lead, to becoming a VP of customer success. That's a conventional path of how you drive that. And then you do have the skill set within customer success manager that can actually take some of the interests around value creation, value selling. It's not solution selling, but value selling. So what happens is basically your transferable skills then is you can actually shift your path to becoming a sales professional, right? So that's one path. And then in customer success field, you can actually be that advocate for customer when it comes to product. So basically, you're the voice of customer to your product organization. So if you feel geeky about that topic, then you can actually divert yourself in a career path, which is in the product line of business. I actually had someone in my team who took that path and very successful today. And then, of course, leadership, right? Leadership as a path. I have seen leaders previously, customer success leaders would become a customer success officer or a CCO, and similar lines of field, right? Today, customer success leaders globally are contributing to be a president of a business, an executive leader of a business. So they're actually leading the charge too. It's not just being a revenue leader, but you're actually contributing to the whole operations of the business too. So definitely transferable skills and a very fun place to be, according to me.
For sure, for sure. I think customer success is a mix of product with customer.
Mm-hmm.
I think for somebody who likes to work with technology while working with customers, I think that's the best place to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. One final question, and probably the most important question. What is your advice for women in customer success?
Yeah, I love that question and very dear to me. I've been a champion for women employee resource group and or even for that matter, diversity as a topic. Key things, always collaborate, always network, be a part of the community, CS community, and take the help that you need to expedite your career progression. Be curious, have that learner's mindset, right? Be, if you want to be relevant, you have to create value to your customers. The only way you can create value is being curious, either, within your organization and or outside. I think that's definitely, one of my second advice. The other thing I would also say is make your goals as women in customer success, make your goals and what you want to achieve known to your leadership. Be clear about it, and take pride in what you want to achieve. And it has to be top of mind for the leadership team to think about, what you want to achieve. So when the dream job or the dream role actually comes up, they have you top of their mind, right? So that would be my advice. And have a growth mindset. When I say growth mindset, commit to growth. Commit to growth could be that find hard problems within customer or find hard problems within your organization. Openly go and be a part of it. Be a problem solver. Be known for solving these kind of nitty-gritty problems and or heavy-duty problems. In other words, right, one of the key things that I constantly remind my team as well is be an ambassador. Be an ambassador for yourself, right? You are your biggest ambassador. Be an ambassador for your team. Be an ambassador for your organization. Be an ambassador for your customer. So these are, I think, very core to how you show up, what you do, and how others can support you accelerate in your career growth.
Right. I think women are doing well, not just in customer success, but everywhere else.
Yeah.
I think that's really exciting. Um, but thank you so much, Revathi, for giving us your time. I think your insights were really valuable, and I know our audience is really going to enjoy this interview. I personally enjoyed this interview very much. So we'll be back again with a new episode with a brand new expert soon. So stay tuned until then, and we'll see you around for the next one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Engati, and thank you, Imtiaz, for having me. Cheers.
Cheers.